Hey, what's going on, Kaiju family? This your boy Donald Gully from the Godzilla Nerds, and I'm back with a brand new video pertaining to Godzilla.
Welcome to Shell Shock, bringing in your ears like the bells to L Rock. It doesn't matter whether or not you sell locks. You can find solace in the coldest cell block. This is Shell Shock, welcome to Shell Shock, bringing in your ears like the bells to L Rock. It doesn't matter whether or not you sell locks. You can find solace in the coldest cell block.
All right, so you guys know what time it is. I am continuing the countdown of Godzilla's top 10 opponents. We're starting to tread deep waters because we're at number 5. And so far, I must say this has been an interesting list. This list has been very hard to pick. I mean, choosing some of the most iconic monsters as Godzilla opponents is insane. And I do look at the list sometimes like, maybe I could have put you there. Maybe I could have put you there. Or maybe you don't belong here. Those thoughts have crossed my mind as I've been making these lists because it's been completely insane. So who do y'all think number 5 is? I have an idea. I already know. But do you know? Do you want to know? Do you really want to know? All right, let me stop messing around. Coming in at number 5 on this list is my man, the flying cyborg from space, Gigan. Yes, I gave Gigan the number 5 spot. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know where to put Gigan because to me, Gigan is underrated in terms of, well, I wouldn't even say underrated. I just feel like sometimes he can be forgotten about or left out by majority of the fan base. Sometimes that makes sense. That don't make sense. Look, Gigan was hard to put in this list. I struggled. I didn't know where to put him, but I have him at number 5. And many of you may disagree with this, and I'm okay with that. But it was really hard. I know he was in the top 5 for sure. I just didn't know where to place him because Gigan is super duper awesome. So let's go ahead and jump into number 5, and let me tell you why and explain why Gigan comes in at number 5 on my list. Well, first and foremost, we know that Gigan is an alien cyborg kaiju who first appeared in the 1972 Toho Godzilla film Godzilla vs. Gigan. Now, Godzilla vs. Gigan is one of my favorite Toho movies of all time. I'm going to tell you why. This movie has Godzilla in it. This movie has his best friend in it, Anguirus. This movie has Gigan. And not only does it have these 3 iconic monsters, it got my boy King Ghidorah. So you can't go wrong with this movie. A 2-on-2 Godzilla and his best friend versus Gigan. Well, I don't know if they best friends, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say it for this video. His best friend in the movie, they took on Anguirus and Godzilla, and it was a pretty cool, fun movie. It's one of those movies that you can have fun with, that you can watch over and over again, and that's where you got the respect from as far as Gigan goes. In the very following year, we had Gigan return in Godzilla versus Megalon. So we got to see him again, but I think that was more so of his playful side. So we'll get into that another time. I didn't take Gigan as serious in this film as I did in the Godzilla versus Gigan. But let's finish reading up on my boy Gigan. Gigan was deployed to Earth alongside King Ghidorah to aid the invaders' conquest of the planet. Gigan and King Ghidorah began their assault on Tokyo, where they were confronted by Godzilla and Anguirus. Okay, so I got to stop this video real quick, and I have to give Gigan his flowers. So there's a scene in Godzilla vs. Gigan where Anguirus just decides he wants to charge at Gigan, and I don't know why he did that, but Gigan sawed his face in half with that chainsaw belly of his, and I was like, Anguirus, what was that? Like, what was you possibly thinking as a kaiju charging at someone like Gigan? And then for 2, I will say this. Gigan is the first kaiju to actually and physically make Godzilla bleed. I mean, Gigan was off the chain in this film, so I got to give him his props and his credit for that. And then he's got the hook arms. Dude, it's insane. So let's continue reading up on Gigan. All right, so let's check out some of Gigan's abilities. Gigan can fly at speeds up to a Mach 3 while inside an atmosphere. He manifests this ability through the use of anti-gravity generator, presumably built in the cybernetic components of his body. Now that's when you can fly like that, and we see a glimpse of that in the film when he's flying back and forth and he just knocking Godzilla over, boom, boom. And Godzilla didn't know what to do because he was coming and flying so fast. He also has a buzzsaw in his abdomen, Anguirus, that he can make rotate at will that can gouge an opponent. He can also fly to Mach 400 in space and the Mach 3 on Earth, which I recently just went over. And he can encase himself in a protective blue diamond while traveling through space. Gigan has a tail spike that he never used in combat. Did you hear that, Toho? Did you hear that, Legendary? Now, Toho, this your monster. Now, we on to something now. A tail that he's never used in combat that has a spike? Are you kidding me? Hey, he can use that. It's almost like a club. Now he's got more artillery in his arsenal, some more moves that he can use to help him when he's fighting Godzilla or he's fighting another kaiju. So that'll be good to see. Pretty cool, huh? Gigan is a space monster resembling a species of a reptile who was turned into a cyborg by the Nebulans. Gigan sports a huge buzzsaw in the frontal abdominal region and large metallic hooks for hands, and those hooks are very dangerous because you see he was able to use them as weapons when he was fighting Godzilla. So when you look at the way that Gigan's built, the way that he is, those hooks on his hands, man, they can do damage. The buzzsaw can do damage. Man, I wish that that tail that he had, that club, man, I wanted to see what he can do with that. And one of the most iconic things I love about Gigan is the eye that he has. The golden green, but that eye, man, is everything. And then just the way that he has the hooks like around his mouth. Gigan is a dope kaiju. And I just struggle to put him in the top 5. Not like in the top 5, but I knew he was in the top 5. Forget it. I'm overwhelming myself, guys. And then we also saw Gigan make an appearance in the Final Wars film. I was on the fence about Gigan being in Final Wars. I like the design. I just don't think he is as iconic as the original Gigan. And so I try to go in with these films with an open mind, not trying to compare all the time because it can, cloud your judgment, cloud your thoughts. But I thought he was cool, but he's just not cooler than the original, which is okay, which is fine. We saw what happened to him in Final Wars anyway, but that's my man Gigan. I have Gigan coming in at number 5 on the list. He made Godzilla physically bleed. He made Anguirus bleed. He helped King Ghidorah destroy Tokyo. And what tag team that is, King Ghidorah versus Gigan. And what was crazy in the film, you kind of see King Ghidorah just in the background, kind of hanging out, neck just moving, and Gigan just handling business. And I love the Godzilla Tower in the film. I couldn't forget that. How can we not love the Godzilla Tower in the Godzilla versus Gigan film? So, guys, I have Gigan coming in at number 5. Let me know what you thought about my. Let me know what you thought of my number 5 pick. I had Gigan coming in at number 5. You already know what's up next. Number 4. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is your boy Donald Gully from the Godzilla Nerds. Peace.